Hello everyone. As you can see, I'm back with my coding stream. Zero viewers today, I think. Still, let's carry on with our project. So let me just switch my display. Let me just address the fact that I was gone for at least 1 month. I had a lot going on, like I didn't want it to stream, and that was just one. That was like 1 week ago. Before that, I had some holidays planned, vacations planned. Because of that, I was not going to make it to stream on Sunday. But I think for at least for 3 consecutive Sundays, I will be able to stream. If not Sunday, then definitely on Saturday. I'll definitely stream on Saturday. And so where did we left? So I lost the challenge. I lost. I didn't make it in 3 hours. As you can see on my channel that there is a 4-hour stream, and at the end of that stream also, I was not able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. And so let me just show you where we left. And this is all that we have till in 4 hours. The pixels that the whole thing, you can watch it back on the channel. Also, nothing much was done, and code wise too, only the layout, figuring out the layout was done, and the boundary check was done. So let me just recap what we did in the last session. So okay, I think it is not visible, right? Let me just zoom in. Okay, so just let me set things. So the main, okay, from start, we first made a template React app, and then in React app, in app.js, we called main game. Main game is the main component. It would be the component which would render all the main blocks, like the play area, it is the main screen. Okay, so it will render the play area block, the queue block, which is this, and I think it will also store the state. For now there is no state, and what we worked on the play area. So we made the, for now the block area is just, sorry, let me just turn off the notification. Luck. Okay, never mind. Hi Laiba, you are the only streamer, only viewer that has consistently asked. Anyhow, I have added the update on my story, so let's hope someone comes to watch, and let's hope there are more viewers today also. Like last time, and it's not just you today. That would be sad for you, not for me. Anyways, so last time we made the play area. We mostly worked on the play area, right? So thank you for sharing it with everyone. Thank you. So what does the play area do? So play area renders all the pixels, these colored pixels that are on the screen in the play area, and what the logic behind the play pixels was like, we will be showing a certain color to a div. These would be divs with a certain color, and according to the state, the background color of those pixels change. And like right now this pixel state is that there is a block, this Z block, and so it has acquired the color of that particular block's background, and it is all set by us in the code. I know I have still not figured out what exactly the structure would be, or the main basic whole structuring thing. I have not worked it out. I thought it would also be part of the stream, because it is also part of the building process, right? So we are just I got some suggestions that I should first figure out myself off stream and then do it on stream, but I thought it is also part of the stream, it is also part of the creating process. So we are trying to create something, not I'm not going to teach how to do it. I want to teach that how to figure out how to do it, right? So it's much better. I think so. But and if you think I'm fumbling, then fumbling is also part of the process. every coder goes through it. So let's just ignore that, and I hope you all also ignore that. You all means you, that one viewer who is watching. So let's so continuing on. So now we know that pixels has all the state it needs to show on the screen, right? And so whatever we change in pixels will reflect on the screen, and so all the logic is going to be not stored. All the logic would be applied on the pixel, because it shows the whole game, right? So, and also we made a block. We made a get initial block, right? So also we had we know all the blocks, right? We have named them Z, SLJ, which, okay, let me show you the paint. I think I lost the paint that I made. Anyway. You know what? I think let's continue with the thing, the last step where we left, because it was out of nowhere I started working on boundary correction, which was not right, because all the things should be figured out right first, and then we should work on it. So for now, just bear with me, and we'll just work on boundary correction, because I think I left it on a good note, and I should just figure out where I left it so that I can complete it, and then we will work on applying a better flow on it, right? So flow on the development process. So let's just first look at where my current state was, because right now it is not in correct state. So block name, z data, block data, right. So here in enum I try to in enum we made a block data enum which would store the which would store all the data related to that particular block. So we have these blocks, right? Z block, which is this block, and so it was this block. And then we have the S block, which was in yellow color, no sorry, green color, and it was in this shape, right? And then we had the L block, which was in yellow color, yellow L, and then we had a J block, which was in blue color, and O block, which was in orange, and then I block, purple, and the T block, which was in brown color. So these were the blocks, and you must be familiar with these blocks if you have played Tetris, and I hope that you are familiar with or else just go and play Tetris first, or else you won't understand what the whole game is. So for now, these values in enum, these are just hard-coded values, and these are not going to be like this. I'm just using them right now so that I could have one place where they are stored, and where I can just replace them with other values so that I can check. So now and the logical progress that we got, that we covered in our last session, was that we made an rotation. I think we worked on rotation, right? Right. Or rotation of just one block. We will work on rotation, but I think I should I should not work on it right away. We should work on it after we figure out how we are going to go through the development process, because it is a little further from our current state. It is required further from our current state. Right now we should figure out how these are going to fall, I think, first. Huh. Let's discuss about it later. For now, let's continue on keeping it on a stable state. So let's check where I left. So for now what I'm doing is I'm changing the pixels of this block, which are right here. I'm changing it to 2 pixels outside the screen, so that what I have done is, when rotations take place, rotation takes the current state, the current block, its state, and then rotates, changes the pixel values of those blocks and checks whether those values are in the boundaries, right? And if they are not, then it corrects it and then returns them to the okay. So what I'm going to do right now is set this block outside the boundary, and when I rotate it, it will it will come back inside the boundary, and it would be rotated at the same time. Oh, okay. So you have played Tetris, right? If it's your best. But let me tell you about me. Tetris was like the first game, and I'm not talking like in childhood memories wise. It was a great game in childhood too, but in childhood I didn't apply my brain when I played those games like every other child would do. But in in my case, when I had a small phone for like 6 to 8 months, my actual phone, which has internet and touch screen or not, it died, and I had a small phone for like 6 to 8 months, and at that time I was traveling too much, and in train I used to play this game, Tetris game, because it had only Tetris, and its name was not Tetris, it was Tetris. Tetris. With K instead of T, and it was a real. It was exact same as Tetris, but its name was changed because of some legal purposes, and I used to play it so fluid. I tried applying my logic on it, and I started coming up with new ideas to play on it, and new techniques to play on it, and people used to and the people sitting beside me in the local train from Pune to Lonavala, they used to watch me play. So that's why this game has a little bit memory value on it. That's why I thought maybe I should start first on this game, because I have not made it using any programming language till now. So I thought, let me just start my streaming coding streams with this one project first. So anyways, let's continue on the project. So for right now, since I said that I am going to set this coordinates outside the screen. So on first render, it would not be here. It would be somewhere here, but it won't be visible because there are no pixels here. But when I rotate by pressing space, it would come back rotated inside the screen. I think so. I hope so that it would do such thing. or maybe one or two. Let's hope this happens. So for now, first we have to figure out what the value should be. Right now it is what, right now the values are where is it? Right now the values are 3 0 for this pixel, which is 0 1 2 3 3, and in y-axis 0, so 0 3, and then 4 no, sorry 3 0 and 4 0 3 0 4 0 4 1 and 5 1 4 1 and 5 1. So that's how it is making this shape, right? So let's shift this. So let's add x-axis by 10. I think so 10 would be fine, because it is easy to type, nothing else. Did I change anything? No, right? So also, for if you are not familiar with Git, if you have made right amount of like if you have made if you have figured out a way that you can go from one stable step to another in your development process, then you can commit those states, and when you commit those states, they look like this. Like I first made a commit like main play area, then initial play state, then initial current block. These are the like this what do we say for stable states, right? And so now whenever if I change something, like I miss something like pixel Z, and I save, so now these all, anything I have messed up or anything I have worked on is going to be stored in such a way that there is a state always there is a point where you can go back, which is a stable state. That's why I use Git a lot, because I know we are going to mess up in our development, and so there is a way to come back to a stable state anytime possible. That's why I think that maybe there are hundreds of lines that I have changed, and I think that everything has messed up, so I would just discard it and everything will be ready on a stable state, last stable state. That's so now for now I'll just change the coordinates to 10. Let's continue with it. So now, like I said, the Z that was in this position has rendered outside the screen, right? And now I'll just press space and see what's happening. Okay, so I think it has rotated, but it's like, I think rotation was working last time, but the rotation was such that the boundary correction was such that it was outside, right? It is one outside. I think this was the last step. I remember this was the last step. And so let me just check my boundary correction logic. Okay, I remember thinking on this that maybe there is something X logic, right? X max column being 10, or should it be 9? Just -1. I think -1 would just work fine. It worked fine. Right, because 0 to 9 would be 10, right? So max column would be 9. So pixel is pixel x. If pixel x is greater than or equal to max column, which is 9, which was 10, now it's 9. it would just minus, it would get the diff. So the logic behind this boundary correction is that it would check first in this if statement that whether that particular pixel is out of boundaries, right? And then it would get, if true, then it would take a diff. Diff means the difference between how much farther we have to go in the how much difference is there between that particular pixel and the boundary. So, and with every pixel, so there are 4 pixels, it would check with every pixel, and the maximum diff, it would take the maximum diff, and then it would just change the value as per that diff, right? Why is max y? Max y, right? And with x we need both minimum and maximum diff, because in x the values can go minus here, minus also and plus also, but when it comes to y, we only need to check the minimum of the limit, because maximum is going to be below here, and here we are going to apply a different logic. I'm still worried what we are going to apply here, but I think I am going to pass it on to future me and let him decide what to do with it. Oh no. So let's just figure out it later. For now, let's just continue with the boundary correction. I think boundary correction is working fine, and rotation is also working fine. So like I'm pressing space and it is rotating. Should I work on rotating it? Rotating S and others also? I think I should, because if, what do you think? Is anybody watching? I hope so. No, I think not, but still, let's continue with it. So I think I should work on rotating these first, because their logic is ready. Every block, no, not other logics are ready for it, so the boundary correction is ready for them. So we just need to change, we need to figure out these values, right, for them, which is not that big a deal for now. So let's just we also have worked on the state, these. Yes, you're right. I should work on similar tasks at once. Yes, thank you for that. I'll just I think you're right. We should do it like we should go on with rotating first, and then we should work on the figuring out stuff later. Since we have started with this talk. Okay, so for S block, it would be similar as Z, so I am copy pasting it. Just the thing is, with S block, first of all, let me just render S block here. So we have S block, and we are going to work on, oh no, remind me to not press space or else I will get this error message. Let me just see what the error message is. Get initial pixels, current block, cannot destructure color of current block as it is undefined. Where, bro? Okay, right. Where after rotating it was undefined. It is not saved. It is. Let's just not press space right now. Let's continue with this. I get distracted too quickly. So for now, so in S, let me just draw it here. So this is state 0. From state 0, if this is state 0, for state 1, what are we going to do? From state 0 to, how does this rotation happen? This, right? Thank you, Farya. I think the vibe. How do you like the vibe of this stream? Because I'm using lofi so that I can apply. I can keep the stream calm. Do you think it is working? Anyway, let me just continue with the current logic. So what we are going to do is like last time in state 0 for Z block, what we did for Z block is we minus the pixel values such minus n plus such that these pixel value will look rotated, right? So for this also we have to do the same. So what would we do here is, for this block, for this pixel, we would minus 1 in X and minus 1 in Y, right? So this pixel would be minus 1X minus 1Y. So this must be the first pixel, right? 4050. Wait, I think I should know the sequence first. 40503141. No, bro. 405040. So what I am doing right here is I am making sure that all the sequence of my array are logically what I think they should be, because like when like like in sequence, if I read the pixels, they would like first pixel, second pixel, third pixel, fourth pixel, right? So what I want to make sure is that whenever I see these arrays, I always get an idea that if I read the first pixel, it would be let me help you picturize it. What I am trying to achieve right now in this by changing these values is that where the sequence must always remain the same, so that I don't get confused I don't mess it up down the line. Okay, so let me just show you what I'm trying to say. Is when we are talking about a Z block, we are always going to start from in array. We are always going to start from this block. Then the second one would be this. Then the third one would be this, and the fourth one would be this. In S block, what we did right now, what it is denoting is that 4 and 5. Then let me just show you that for right now the sequence is like 4050, then 3141, 3141. So this is not the correct sequence, right? Like first pixel this, then second pixel, then third pixel, then fourth pixel. This should not be the sequence. Since for my I am doing this only for my understanding. That's all. Anyone can do anything, but just remember the sequence, right? So for my easygoing, I'm going to follow the S pattern. So this would be the first pixel, then this would be the second, then this would be the third, then this would be the fourth. So the first pixel would be 50, then this would be 40, then this would be 41, and this would be 31. Okay, so now representation screen wise, UI wise, nothing has changed. Just this was a logical error, this was an application error that because of which I might face problem in future. That's why I just changed the I must this part is not going to be used, but I'm just setting it like this so that further I don't get any confusion regarding this. So let's work on L2. In L we would go in this fashion. So just let me just change the so 40414252. This is simple. This is going to be simple. Then J would be in this fashion. Oh no, J is broken already. Damn. What did J do? 404142 40414232. Then what happened to J, bro? Oh no. 404142. This was supposed to be 01012. What happened? Did I apply something which I was not supposed to? Okay. Let me just work on others first. I is simple, and I's values must be simple as well. O, first O. O sequence would be simple clockwise, and 40505141 40505141, right? And then for I For I, the sequence is 4041 4243. This is how it is simple. For T, the sequence would be this, and then this, right? So this sequence, is it true to the sequence 30405041? 30405041, right? I think others were fine. Now let's come back to this J, which is wrong for some reason. Let's just look into it then. 4041 42 and then 32, right? 32. It is supposed to be 32. J. What happened to J? Okay, so pixel, get initial pixel with current block. Current block would have pixel. So we know how these pixels work, right? Rows, an array, an empty array of rows, an empty array of column, pixel will find where I is equal to, okay, maybe the X chord, Y chord, right? the spelling of these, the key value pairs were wrong. That's why it had an extra O, because of which it was not read. Here we are reading it at X chord, Y chord, right? And the values keys had one O extra, which was a previous mistake I did in last session. See that these mistakes, they bite us every time. That's why we had to make sure that we are doing things properly beforehand. Okay, so now let's work on the rotation for S. Rotation or S. So this would go minus, okay, so y would go -1 and x would go -1 for this pixel, and for the third pixel y would go -1, x would go +1, and this pixel 1 -1, y would go 1 -1, x would remain the same. Okay, so let's work on the state 0 logic. State 0 would have x would go -1 and y would go -1, right? Then her second pixel would stay as it is. It is like the anchor to the whole rotation. And then third pixel, x would go +1 and y would go -1. X would go +1, y would go -1, and this x would go +1, y would remain the same. +1 या +2? +1. I think so, +1. Let's just hope it's +1. And some okay. First it changed. Hello Saurabh, thank you for watching my stream. And congratulations on your placement, bro. Had a great job. You did a great job, bro. And how are you liking the vibe? Lo-fi music and little bit of me ruining that music. Ruining that music. So right, are you seeing this? I'm trying to rotate this thing and it is going all over the places right now. So let me just okay, damn it, I changed it in. Okay, so I made changes in Z block, that's why. I was supposed to make changes in S block, I made it in Z block, that's why everything looks so weird. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so -1 in both cases, right? In third pixel we are going to xcode -1 is going to be +1 and 1 is going to be -1, like this. And in the last, y is not going to change at all, and sorry for that, someone was messaging. So in the last pixel y won't change at all and x would increase by 1, right? This. Okay, so I think state 0 would be working fine. State 1 might act up, I thought, but no. Oh right, I increased this only by 1. I need to increase it by 2. That's why I was thinking, why is there a 2 here? Oh no. So state 0 is working fine, state 1 is not working fine, and yet still I try to change the state. So state 0 is working, awesome. We don't need to change anything about it. What we need to do is work on state 1, and which is going to be simple, exact opposite of the above, I suppose. -1 here we will do +1 then here +1 here we will do -1 and here we'll do -2. Let's hope this works. Yes, it worked. it's working fine, right? It's just confusing me somehow. It's working fine. It's just I'm not getting. It's working fine. So rotation of S is also working fine. Rotation of S block. Okay. So I think this is a stable state on which you should we should commit this state because it's a stable state. Rotate S block. Okay. Now for the next block, on S block, now work on L block, J block. I think we should work on I block first because like these two, I block also has two states. When it comes to L block and J block, they had more than two states. I'll show you how. Tetris. I think this is a practice. Oh no. Okay, so now this is the L block, right? You can see there are four states, right? I think there are four states. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 states, right? Because the fifth one is just the same first state. Let us just count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. I think I just forgot how to count. So okay, so let's keep this. So when it comes to L block and J block, there are going to be 4 states, but other than that, these 3 blocks, they have these 3. Maybe in T block also we have 3 states. In T block we have 1, 2, 3, 4 states, right? So the L block, J block and T block have 4 states, and I block, S block and Z block have 2 states. So let's just work on I block first. Don't worry, I am not cheating here. These are this is just another website where you can play Tetris. It's called Tetris, and it's just open for all. I'm just using it to help you visualize it. That's all. But other than that, I can use this shitty paint also, but that concept was needed more animation than what I can provide in this paint, this makeshift paint. Okay, so let's continue with I block. So I block has 2 states, 0 and 1. Let me just copy this. Okay, so now I think I also need to visualize something. when it comes to I state, I block, let me just come with okay. So now my question is, which pixel is going to be the anchor? What? Wait a minute. I think there are 3 states in I block. I think. Do you know why? I think you won't. I'll try to explain you, but so when it on first rotation it rotates here, and on second rotation it rotates here. Do you get the difference I'm trying to make? So the difference that I'm trying to explain, I think there are 3 states in I, because when we first rotate it, it rotates and comes horizontal with this second line. Then why is it always random, bro? Come on. And when it comes to third rotation, it comes on third line. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. I'm not able to explain it on this screen because this fucking part. Let me just show you what I'm trying to say. So on first rotation it rotates on this line, but on second rotation it rotates and comes vertical with this line. First rotation, second rotation. So I think the 3 states, the conversion of 2 states are similar, but their anchor points are changed. Anchor points, let me tell you what are anchor points are. What it's like those points in Z block. When the blocks rotate, there is always going to be one block, 1 point pixel which is going to stay the same. So all the blocks, all Tetris blocks has these anchor points when it comes to rotate, and it is just an observation that I saw when I used to play the game. So this in S this is the anchor point, in Z this is the anchor point. So what I think is, while rotating, even though result are like I block, when I block rotates, it rotates in it rotates from horizontal to vertical, but there are 3 states. It first 3 4, I think 4. Let's just continue with whatever comes with that. So I think 4 states would be fine, and first we will keep the second pixel as the anchor point, then we would keep the third pixel as the anchor point. When this, okay, so first I block renders as this, right? So on first rotation this pixel, the second pixel would be the anchor point, so this would be the rotation, and when again this would be rotated like this, and then on the third rotation, sorry, on the second rotation, this would be the anchor point, the third pixel. I hope I'm making any sense. I'll just continue with the logic for now. So now let's change this to I and start on the logic. So first rotation would be from 0 to 1, right? So if state is 0, it would change to 1, and when it comes to pixel, since we have made the second pixel our anchor, our first pixel would -1 x-axis and -1 y-axis, which is what it is right now, and then the second pixel would be the same. The third pixel would be my +1 x-axis -1 y-axis, +1 x-axis -1 y-axis, and the fourth pixel would be what? Okay. +2 y-axis and -2 y-axis. Let's hope this works. Okay. What happened? Let's okay, so let's console log this, because I'm a little confused at how this happened. I was not expecting this to happen, but am I making the right changes? Okay, let me just see our, when it comes to I, goes to rotate I block, right? I just hope it goes to I block. Zero, 1, 2, 3, and okay, so and it was going to be -1. Okay, right. The first pixel would be -x plus y, because the first pixel would go down. That's why it is plus y. Then the second pixel is the anchor, so it would stay the same. Plus x minus y. Okay, I think this should do. Right. This is fine. This is perfect. Now I think now let's work on the second state, which is from 1 to 2. Like I said, I think there are 4 states. I was saying 3 states, but it is 4 states. So now when we rotate this, Then now what we observed was, like, after the first horizontal rotation, the anchor point shift from here to here, right? So now the last pixel would go one up and these two will go two down, right? This would go one down and this would go two down, right? So what the first pixel would do is plus 2y and plus 2x. Okay, so plus 2y plus 2x, and the second pixel, which was the anchor point, that's why it was not changing at all. Now it would change plus 1x and plus 1y, plus 1x plus 1y, and this pixel would go minus 1x and minus 1y, minus 1x minus 1y. I hope I'm doing okay. Okay, so let's just see what. Wait, okay. Okay, third one, right? Third one was not supposed to change, yet it is changing. We didn't look into that. Okay, what happened now? Okay, those errors that we are facing, I think they are from another function which is breaking. I'm going to look into it, but since we are working on rotation right now, so I'm ignoring those errors right now, but I'll surely look into them. But this rotation, I think this rotation is working exactly how we observed it here. And so let me just reload it and show you. So the first rotation, it goes from here, from vertical to horizontal. Then the second rotation, it goes here and these two go there, right? So this rotation is correct. And then okay, so now there would be a third state, which would be from third state change, which would be from 2 to 0. I think no, 2 to 0 nahi, 2 to 3. Yes, I think third state, we need third state here. Like why we need third state, there is also another reason for it, is that while rotation, while rendering, we decided on the sequence, right? The first pixel would be the one above, the second pixel would be the one here, the third pixel would be this, and the fourth pixel would be this, right? So but if I rotate, when I rotate this like this, it is now on the second state, right? Sorry, state 2, which is the third state. And right now, since we have worked on our after working on the logic, we know that this is the first pixel, this is the second pixel, this is the third pixel, this is the fourth pixel, which is not supposed to be the logical way with it. because then further down the line there might come a case where I think this is the right orientation is this from up to down, but but in reality, in data, if we go and we will look, then it would be bottom up. So for that we need a right sequence. That is all I was going to say. Okay, so from second state we need to go to third state. Third state was, I think so, we'll rotate back to 0 state, but for now I'm keeping it as mid state. Wait, I need a third state. I knew it that I need. Okay, wait. I don't know still. So we went from 0 state to 1 state. Now we are going from 1 to 2 by pressing space. We went from 1 to 2, which is the logic we worked on it, and now from 2 to again 1 we are going. Now this would be minus. Again I think we should change the anchor point to second state, second pixel. I'm just making a mechanism work, which I don't know yet how to work on it, but I'm trying random things for some point, like I think logically the anchor would change from second pixel to third pixel, then back to second pixel, and on the fourth rotation, if there is a fourth rotation, it would come back to third pixel. I think so, sequence wise. I'm just following a pattern I think would work, and just hoping that it would be a right thing, so that it is more efficient that way. Following a pattern that you think is right. That's just, I think it would be better for me. So 0 to 1, 1 to 2, now 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 we would go, the first pixel would go minus plus 1x minus 1y, plus 1x minus 1y, and then the second pixel would remain the same. Third pixel would be plus 1y and minus 1x, right? Minus 1x plus 1y, and fourth pixel would be minus 2x plus 2y, minus 2x plus 2y. So 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Right, now we need to go back up, right? Okay. Right, I think we need one more state which we can change to, and 3 to 0. I'm definitely sure we are going to loop back to 0 after 3. There are not going to be 5 states, I think so, because obviously Tetris is going to follow some pattern, right? Because it's just a game. so it has to follow a pattern. So from 3 definitely it will go to 0. So let's now from 3 to 0 it would be minus 1x minus 1y minus 1x minus 1y. Then anchor pixel would remain the same. I said that anchor pixel would change, but I think it would be wrong as per what we observed here. You can do one thing rather than calculating each coordinates. You can reverse to the original state. Is guess that logic you want to build. I think Farhan, what you are trying to say is just 2 states, right? Either it will be horizontal or vertical. I was going with that, but when I observed here, I thought I should. What I observed here is it changes, and I want to keep this as that, because that gives the player that advantage to while rotating also they move one bit ahead. So that that's why there is I thought that inspiring, keeping that logic in mind, I thought maybe I should go with that, because that would make sense as a player. I'm just I think your suggestion is also right, because but I'm thinking that maybe in motion, while in motion it would work fine, because that would change the while collision. I think I'm just thinking a little bit ahead. That's why I'm thinking I should replicate some of those things with current working game so that I don't come across an error, logical error that might make me redo all the work that I'm doing right now. So that's why I'm just replicating it the way it is supposed to be in this game for now, what I'm observing, according to whatever I'm observing. Sorry, so let's continue with this. So in 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3, here till here we have worked. Now let's work on 3 to 4, 3 to 0 again, right? 3 to 0. So 3 to 0 would be minus 1 minus 1. I think we have done here. Then this would be the anchor element. Then this would be minus 1 plus 1. Then it would be minus 2. Okay, so so let's just check what's happening. From state 3 to state 0 again, right now what's happening is something is breaking, and that's why I have placed these console logs to check what's happening. Okay, what so let's console log it. 0 to 1, 1 to 2, then again 2 to 3, then 3 to 0, right? So 3 0. Okay. So first was supposed to be -1, and second is 5 to and 4 to the third pixel was supposed to be -1 +1, right? So -1. Wait, what happened to it? It was supposed to be plus x and plus y, na? What am I doing? +1, and then this is going to be plus. Right. I think we are okay. There's something wrong with this motion, right? It is going below. I think let's celebrate that we have at least completed a full rotation from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, and from 3 back to 0. Just the thing is that our anchor points are not correct. That's why the whole motion is going in this direction, right? Okay, one more question. How will you make the odd shape rotate? Because they will logic complex odd shape. Yep, I know those odd shapes, right? They also have four. They also have four states. I think that's why I checked, and they have 4 states. And right now I'm just worrying about figuring out how to rotate them, and then we will I'll be worrying on with how they will collide with the blocks that are below. I'm a little too worried about them right now, but I think I'll figure it out as I go through. There is no plan, let me tell you. Okay, so what I think, anchor point change from second pixel to third pixel, then it should be third pixel then second pixel. Hear me out, because this is changing a lot. It is going downward a lot, which is, I don't know, it's not a problem, it's not a big deal, but but what if this now this change now if right so my problem is this whole, because we changed our anchor point from third to we went back to second, right? Because of that, this whole motion is while rotation I think there should be no horizontal motion, because already there would be a horizontal motion running while the game is going on. I think so. That's why there should be no extra added horizontal motion from us while rotating. So let's keep the third let's keep the third as it is. So let's rework on state 2 transition from state 2 to state 3, right? So the 0 to 1, then 1 to 2, okay, now 2 to 3. Now keeping third coordinate as it is. Now keeping that in mind, how would the rotation be? 4th would be minus plus y plus y plus 1 x minus 1, y plus 1 x minus 1, and second would be x plus 2 x plus 1 y minus 1, x plus 1 y minus 1, and the first would be x minus 2 x plus 2 y minus 2. So from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, 3, from 3 to again 0, right. So while rotating, this motion is okay because it's just a horizontal motion. Let me show you, tell you what I'm saying. Now if we rotate, it is moving one bit this side, right? I think this is okay until and unless it doesn't go outside the boundary, which is prevented by this boundary correction function. So while if we spam rotation, it is going in horizontal way, it's okay. I think it's okay with the vision of the Tetris. I think I'll check later if so we are done with. I think we can call it done for I rotation. So let me just commit this because it's on a stable state right now. I block rotation is also done. So there are, let's carry on with next block, which is L block. Now these are the ones which are a little complicated, I think so, but logic is same. There are going to be 3 transitions, 4 states, and these minus and plus would remain the same. Not the same. The only logic that we need to work is minus coordinates and plus coordinates. That's it. And let me just copy this I block because it has all it takes for rotation for 3 transitions. The logic is already there, we just need to change the values, right? So let's work on the L block. Let's change it to L. Oh my god, I think so. Oh, oh no. I think for L block we should keep the rotation logic as it is. Sorry. Keep the for all these blocks we should keep the rotation logic minimal, not as complex as the I block. I think the I block rotation was a little complicated because there are no anchor points, but as you can see in L we have this anchor point. Sorry, the second one would be the anchor point. In J block also the second one would be the anchor point, and in T block also like the middle one would be the anchor point. So let me just continue with the L block. This would go 1 minus x would be plus, y would be plus. Okay, so where is L block? Okay, x would be plus 1, y would be plus 1, then middle one would remain the same, and the third one would be minus, both minus, and this would be such that minus 2y, x would remain the same. Let's hope it is x would remain the same. No, minus x, y would remain the same, right? What is this? What is this function? It is creating (33) rotate current block, get initial pixel, new block. New current block. So I think what this error is, right, current block would return current block, right? I should just return these blocks right away so that any error it is hitting, I just current block. Right now I'm trying to figure out the error which is just coming up, which I'm coming across again and again. Don't focus on this. This is just part of something. I was facing an error which I'm not facing right now for some reason. Anyways, I'll just keep this here, console log. Don't ignore this, and I'll just new current. I'll tag it with a name so that I can get it whenever I want, the latest. So let's work on L block rotation. So the 0 to 1 rotation is working fine. From 0 to 1 it's working fine. Now from 1 to 2, state 1 to 2 transition. So X would decrease by 1 and Y would increase by 1 for the first pixel, right? So X would decrease by 1 and 1 would increase by 1. Y would increase by 1. Then for the third, Y would decrease by 1, X would increase by 1. Second would remain the same. X would, Y would increase by 1. Would increase by 1, Y would decrease by 1. And for the fourth, X would decrease by 2. X would decrease by 2, Y would remain the same. Let's hope this is working. X would remain the same, Y would... What am I, dyslexic? I'm doing the same mistake each and every time, I think. If you are following, you will know that I'm making the same mistake each and every time. I don't know why. Anyhow, 1 to 2 is done. Now 2 to 0, again it could be, wait, 2 to 0, sorry, 2 to 3, right? We worked on 1 to 2. Now we are going to work on 2 to 3, right? So 0 to 1, 1 to 2. What we have worked on 1 to 2. Now we are going to work on 2 to 3. So which is minus 1x and minus 1y. Minus 1x minus 1y, right? 2 would remain the same. Third would plus 1y and plus 1x. Is it right? Plus 1x plus 1y. 1y. And for the fourth, it would plus 2x. Just plus 2x. That's it. No y. I don't want to do that again. I want a perfect rotation. 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3. Perfect. This is what is called a perfect rotation. Now to 3 to 0, which would be first would be minus 1x minus 1y. No, plus 1x minus 1y. Plus 1x minus 1y. Third would be minus 1x plus 1y. And this would be plus 2y and no change in x. I think this is the rotation, whole rotation is done. Yay! Drink. Time to drink water. Reminder, friendly reminder. Enjoy some lo-fi beats till I'm back. I'll be back in just 2 minutes. Just refilling the water. I'm back. So we have successfully completed the L block rotation also. Let's just commit this. So the L block rotation is also successfully completed. Let's now work on J block. Let me just decrease the volume. So now for J block, again there would be 3 transitions and 4 states. Right. Okay. Let's get right into it. Sure. So minus 1 plus 1 y and minus plus 1 x plus 1 y plus 1 x minus 1 y minus 1 x and minus 2 y minus 2 y, right? Oh, minus 2 y. Okay, why am I so confused about it? Right, nailed it on the first time. Now let's repeat it more, say 5 times. Now 0 to 2, 0 state from state 1 to state 2. Okay, from state 1 to state 2 we would go x, first we would go like minus x1 and plus 1y, minus x1 and plus 1y. Why is it same? It could plus 1x and minus 1y, plus 1x minus 1y, and this would be plus 2x. It would remain the same, right? Because these two blocks look alike, just a little asymmetrical. So their values will also be a little will also follow a pattern, I think. Okay, so now on the last transition, this, the first pixel, sorry, the second last transition, right? minus x minus y. This rotation is also perfect, and the last rotation plus x minus 1, right, and this would be minus 2x. Nice. So the J block rotation is also complete. Nice. Now let's work on the last rotation, that is for the T block. Okay, let me just commit this one first. J block rotation done. Okay, so let's continue with the T block. So with T block, the second, same as always, the second block would be the anchor block, right? And so let's just change the plus minus values of this block. So from 0 to 1 it will go like this, right? So minus 1 y minus 1 x, minus 1 y plus 1 x minus plus 1 x minus 1 y. Then this would go minus 1 x minus 1 y, the third one minus 1 x minus 1 y, and the fourth one would go, no, sorry, the third one is this, right? This would be fourth one, minus 1 x minus 1 y. Minus 1 x minus 1 y, and the third one would be minus 1 x plus 1 y, minus 1 x plus 1 y. Let's just check the first rotation. Okay with the first rotation. So second rotation would be this. So the second rotation, that is from state 1 to state 2, would consist plus 1x plus 1y plus 1x plus 1y. The second would remain the same. The third would be minus 1x minus 1y, minus 1x minus 1y. And the fourth one would be plus 1x minus 1y. Plus 1x minus 1y. Nice. So I'm getting a hang of it by the end of the task, I suppose, but still, I'm getting a hang of it. I'm not making logical error for now. So now the third transition, that is from second state to third state, we would have oh no, okay, so this one is the first pixel, right? So minus 1x plus 1y minus 1x plus 1y. Then the second would remain the same. Third one would be plus 1x minus 1y plus 1x minus 1y. Then x, and the last one would be plus 1x minus plus 1y, right? Plus 1x plus 1y. So let's check the third rotation. Okay, the third rotation is also this one. Hello, thank you for the review. Hello, how are you doing? How is your day, bro? Ankit Verma. Hope you're liking the stream, the whole vibe. I'm using lofi just so that I could concentrate, but is it messing with audio or anything? Just let me know. And so let's work on the third rotation. Sorry, the last rotation. Sorry, the last transition, third, from state 3 to state 4, right? State 0. So first rotation, second rotation, third rotation, now the fourth one. So minus minus 1y minus 1x minus 1y. Then the third plus 1x plus 1y plus 1x plus 1y, and this one would be minus 1x plus 1y. So the moment of truth. Am I done with all rotations? Let's go. First rotation, second rotation, third rotation, fourth rotation. First rotation, second rotation. Yeah, nice. I feel like we have done with all the rotations that we were supposed to. All the blocks, Z block, S block, L block, J block, O will remain the same. That's why we are returning the same. Other than that, all the blocks are done, and this is the switch case for it. Okay, so for now we are done with the rotations. Okay, so let me just commit that since it is on a stable state right now. So the T block is done. So what should we do now? Right, we need to figure out our future, right? So how are we going to accomplish other tasks, the other let's figure out how we are going to approach our next steps. So for now we have worked with rendering the first block and rotation with boundary correction. The boundary correction is also ready to go. We'll be needing this boundary correction in other aspects of our project too, but for now let's keep it in the logic.js file. Okay, so we are done with rotation and now we want to work on the whole. There are multiple aspects that we still have not figured out, like oh no, okay, so what we need to work right now is, first of all, we need to figure out how we are going to store the values of the blocks that are accumulated right here. Then I think on each render we should check whether any line is fully filled, and if yes, let's think about it again. First of all, we need to figure out how bottom blocks will look like. We know how they will look like, we don't know how we are going to manage them. So bottom block management, I thought it would be a little easy than I anticipate. I thought it would be easy, but it is not. It is a little hard to think about, because there are so many things we need to consider, right? Like like if those the blocks that are accumulated, they are in maybe like this shape, and if a block that we are going to play, this is the block that we are supposed to be rotating, and if I rotate it, then how it is going to play out, whether it would rotate and it would stay as like this, or would it stay like this. Sorry, not this part, but you get my point, right? So how are we going to figure that out? There are so many things, we have to look into each and everything. I think some of these questions will be solved on the go, not even as we come across the question, come across the problems. I think those would solve is in the game itself. I think so. Like if we work on the mechanics of it, it will just play out as it is, and we won't have to code even a single line for it. I'm just hoping that that's the case, and I'm hoping for the best, I think. But so accumulation part. So before accumulation, we have to work on the motion, right? And motion would be it would be just a loop, I think so. An event loop, I suppose. No, event loop though, it's a totally different concept. I'm talking about a loop which would be running full time, and it would be a set interval function which would increase the the coordinates of the y coordinates of the each and every current block such that it would just keep on falling down. For now, we'll keep it on a simple on a particular pace, and interval would change as per settings, and that's a totally different feature that we would add at the end of it if we need to. So I think for now, first we need to work on motion, the loop motion, falling motion, I think. Falling motion, which would always start right when a block is rendered and end right when it collides with either with the line or with any block. So the logic would be start when block renders, end when either collides with line bottom or at least one pixel being any of these small blocks of these pixels of that block. At least one pixel collide with accumulated. I don't think the spelling is correct. Accumulated. I think I'm right. Accumulated blocks. Who cares about the spelling, right? Nobody. Okay, so the falling and also the falling would be the falling function would be a different function that would be going on, and since we are working in a JS environment, which is an event driven environment, we would easily be able to work on the falling function and also on rotating function on different function differently, because it's an event driven function. So the falling would work on a different interval, and in between that interval, whenever the space event is captured, it would just rotate it, right? So I think they will not collide. This is just my C++ brain thinking, while in JavaScript and in JavaScript frameworks, it is really easy to do because they are event driven programming. It is an event driven programming language, not like object oriented or procedural programming language, which we see in C. Okay, so this would be our first step, falling motion. Henceforth, this would be the first step, falling motion. Then when falling motion is done, Now it collides with bottom, and at least one pixel collide with accumulated blocks, right? We also need to work on accumulation of at bottom. We also need to work on that, because of course we need to work on that. And once we have done that, we also need to bottom block management and accumulation at bottom is just the same, right? Okay, so once falling is done, it collides with the bottom, then we can work on bottom blocks management, which will be the bottom accumulation. Once that is done, falling is done, rotation is done, bottom block management is done, we will then we can work on the rotation, which the whole case, the whole scenario that I saw you here in this drawing. We will work on that case. That means it is a totally different case. Okay, boundary, it doesn't comes in boundary correction. It comes in it would be a different logic, but it would be like if rotating, sort of, it would seem like boundary, but it would be like, instead of checking for boundaries with these walls, we would be checking with the blocks. But we can only work on it after we work on bottom accumulation, because otherwise we cannot create such cases. So we will work on it later. So it is also another with rotation check after rotation check for bottom for accumulated block. Yeah, whatever. So collision would be in this step. We would work on the collision of the blocks. Okay, so and once that is done, I think we would be done with the core mechanics of the game. I think so. That would be just that would once we achieve these steps, we would be done with the core mechanic. Then we would require to work on the main game mechanic. So sorry, game mechanics, I meant to say the scoring mechanics, right? The scoring of the game. So scoring would contain checking for whether one line is complete, one line is filled, and whether 4 lines are filled, because there is a multiplier that which if there in one go, whether the player has filled 1 lines, 2 lines, 3 lines, and 4 lines. Maximum are 4 lines because there are only 4 blocks, but you get my point. So these multipliers, and according to them the scoring would change. That we will be looking into it. And then there would be this queue. I think first we would require to work on the queue. So for core mechanics, we would just make such a for core mechanics while working on core mechanics, we would make such buttons which would render particular block on our command, uh, just for fun because it doesn't comes in the game, but uh, we would just make like if we press Y, it would render one block. If we press U, it would render another block, like that. We would just for the fun of it, we would just make while we are working on core mechanics, and once we are done, we will remove that code, and then we will work on queuing, which would be like queue of maybe 4 to 5 blocks, which would be on which would beforehand we will show beforehand. They would be randomly picked from our current blocks, which those blocks are I and all these blocks. Sorry, these blocks. So that would be queuing. So core mechanics, queuing, scoring. Okay, I think these steps are enough for right now. While figuring out, core mechanics is the main part, and which I think after figuring out this much, I think some of my questions are solved. I just went ahead with rendering and all, and it messed up the whole process, but now I think we are clear. I think I'm clear with my approach. So let me just copy it and I'll just save it. Oh, I was going to work on logic part, right? So finishing touches, if any. Decide approach. So we have done with decide approach. Whatever. I'll just delete these. These are our new steps to follow. Where should I save this? I think I should save this in parent directory. As what should I mark? What's marked down? Is it a readme file or GitHub? I think so. Anyways, so steps. Let's just call it as steps for now. Whatever. So now I think today we should work on at least completing the falling motion with start and end, at least this end, and figure out about these later accumulated blocks. Falling motion. So falling motion is going to be a little simple. Current block, right? So whenever a new current block is created, it would set off a set interval, and that set interval would increase the x values of all the pixels by 1, and then and whenever user presses WASD, the the A and D, that means the A left and right, would change the left and right. S would just make it fall right on the bottom, and W would make it rotate. Okay, so I think W should be rotated, right? Sorry for that. Current. Right. So now if I press W, it would rotate it. Right. So if we press W, this would. Okay, I think we should work on WSD first. Okay, I didn't mention it in the steps, right? So falling motion, before falling motion, changing, I don't know, controls. Yep, control. At least A and D should be worked on, right? A and D, and S, we can't work on S because we have not worked on the below stuff yet. Once that is done, we can then work on S, but for now we can work on A and D, right? So let's work on A and D first. So you know, right, I have added an event listener, key press listener on body, which is this on body key press. So there we already have a W which would rotate the current block. Now we are adding A, which would current block, strafe right current block. Is it right? Left. Sorry for that. Current block, strafe left. Move left. Why am I saying strafe left? Strafing is in FPS. Move left. Same goes for D, which would be move right. Okay, so moving right and moving left, we should work on them right now. So with these movements too. First we would work on the movement part, and then we would work on whether they are exceeding any boundaries or not. Okay, so let's rotate current block. just like that. Just like rotate current block, we have created current block move left and current block move right, which are right now just arrow functions. Same goes for right. Okay, and what these would do is they would take each pixel, they would change the x-axis values for them, and they would okay, let me just write the function and you will understand what I'm trying to say easily. So return current block and with pixels boundary correction, new pixels, current block dot pixels dot map. Okay, I think I'm going a little too fast if but my train of thoughts are like telling me to just go with it. Okay, so x chord, since we are moving left, x chord will be -1, right? So current x chord -1. Right, same goes for moving right, just +1. Okay, so the logic this is, it would take the current block, it would get the pixels from that current block, it would go through each pixel of that current block, and it would just -1 x chord out of it, x coordination -1, x coordinate -1 it would do for each block. When it comes to current block move left, and when it comes to current block move right, it would just plus it by 1. Okay, and I have created these functions and I have exported them to the play area logic.js, and I'll just copy rotate current block logic and paste it in the current block move, and just instead of rotate current block, we will be using current block move. And we'll and for right we will copy paste rotate. Okay, so if we come back to this, and now if I press A, it should go one left, and when it comes to boundary it doesn't go further, and if I press D it goes here. And okay, Now if I press W, it would rotate and it would go to the boundary. If I press W again, it would do this. It would correct itself. Okay, I think rotation is working. Sorry, rotation and moving left and right is also working fine. I'm pretty amazed here. These are working easy, working fine. Let me just check with one or two blocks also. One or two other blocks also. So let me just change the block to Z. Now Z rotating with W, pressing D would rotate. You can see what I'm pressing right here, right? So here if I'm pressing A, you can see it on the console, and when I'm pressing D, it is going right, and rotation is also working fine. I'm literally amazed with how this is panning out. And it feels good when it works, right? So okay, so let's just thank you. I know, right? Nice progress. Okay. Okay, now let's work on what this is done. Okay, now let's work on falling, that those blocks will be falling automatically with an interval, and we just have to figure out how that mechanic is going to be coded, because it's not that it's difficult, but if we figure it out beforehand, then it would be easy for us when we come across a bug, and I really want that we don't come across any bugs. So let me just figure out how set intervals work. Set intervals has a callback function and an interval value. Okay, so what set interval does is it takes a function. This function will be called each after every 3000 milliseconds. So whatever the value is given, if I give 10 milliseconds value, then this function would be called after every 10 milliseconds. This is how a set interval function works. So what I am trying to figure out is whether it returns something, because if it returns okay, so it returns a number. It returns a number representing the ID of value of the timer that is set. So why I am concerned with this is that when this block collides with the bottom or collides with any bottom blocks, I should be able to cancel that interval, right? So I was just looking out whether there is a way to cancelling it out. So I found it that there is an ID which is stored, which we can store for the current block, and then when it is collided, we will just use that. We'll just pass that into a clear interval function, and it will just cancel the timer. So it would just end the interval right there. so we won't have to work on it. We won't have to worry about it messing up with any other block. Okay, so now okay, one more thing I wanted to do was I wanted to keep pixels and current block separate, the state of pixels and current block separate, because current block would change. I think that would just be useless, but still, should I keep it separate? What I mean by that is that when getting initial from the start, when getting pixels, we are getting current block, and then we are setting it as it is, right? We are setting the columns, the pixels color according to the current block, but when it changes, wait, when rotation happens, pixel again changes the new block. I don't think we need to worry about it right now then, because everything is working fine, like, so I don't think we should worry about that right now. Just okay, so if we set an interval, and after each interval the current block's pixel value changes, then at that same time pixels will also change. Right, and because of that so that we can I think we can work with that. So for now let's this dot falling interval is equals to set interval this dot the function we need, right? Update pixels with sorry for my poor naming scheme, but I think this is what it is. Okay, I think we should shift some of these in componented update, sorry, componented mount, because right, because when mount would just start so what componented mount does, it's a life cycle function. Now I'm not going in deep what that means when it comes to React, but it's a React's life cycle function. What it does is, whenever these the components that are inside React, it in short it means that whenever these components that are present inside the render function of the of React, when they get displayed, so there when they get displayed, then this function would run. Component did mount. Okay, I already have a component did mount here, right? Sorry. So what component did mount do is it would whenever there is a those components get mount, and what I mean by mount is these divs, all of these divs, these components which are present inside, whenever they what I mean by mount is when they get attached to the DOM. And DOM, you know what DOM means, right? Document, the document, the HTML document, the head, the body, each and everything that comes inside an HTML is part of a document which is called DOM. So whenever whenever the render happens, these components are attach themselves to the DOM, and whenever each and every component is attached to the DOM, it runs a function called componentDid mount. And if there is nothing in componentDid mount, it doesn't do anything, but if there is something, it runs it for sure, which we are doing right now. We are running these lines. The first line was whenever the first line was that adding a event listener to the body, which is key press, which this key press event listener, this is the only reason why we are able to do these on keyboard commands. The whole controls, that is, when I press W, it rotates, and when I press A, it moves left, and when I press D, it moves right. The whole commands that we are able to capture, we are able to capture from this line, which is document, which is the DOM that I talked about, DOM.body.add event listener. So, and there we add this event listener, which would listen to the all the commands that we type. Okay, so we are adding another line to it, which is not related to document.board. These two are not related. This has a totally different use to it, which is falling motion, right? So I'll just add this line to it so that we understand it better. And this is for key capture. I'm not using any such language which is used by used in professional game building. I'm just explaining what I know about them in simple language. Okay, layman terms. Okay, so now for falling, we have set an interval of every 1 second. I think 1 second is too much. Every 500 milliseconds. On every 500 milliseconds, the pixels update. Current block fall. Current block falling. Current block falling function, which would update the pixels of the current block, and also which would decrease the y value of those blocks, increase the y value of those blocks by 1, which would make them fall, and it would do it in 500 milliseconds. Like on every 500 milliseconds, it would decrease the y value by 1. That's it. That's the whole logic behind it. So let me just copy. Why I'm copying these is because these are the basic functionality. We are taking the current block, we are feeding it to a function, and then we are getting new current block which we are feeding it to the pixel, which get initial pixel. Yeah, the name of this function should be something else. Get updated pixels. Okay, let me just change it so that I don't okay, so let change it for everywhere. Get initial pixels, and I change it to get updated pixels, right? Because the naming scheme is confusing, so we might. Okay. Okay. So now we can see that since we have added an interval here on every 500 milliseconds, it is rotating. Since I have just copy pasted the rotate function, that's why it is rotating on each 500 milliseconds. But what we want to achieve is, we want to achieve that it should fall. So we will make a fall function right here. Okay, so it would be current block falling, which would have current block. New pixel. That this logic would also be the same as left right, only here instead of y coordinate we will be having, instead of x coordinate we will be having y coordinate. We will not check them with boundaries because the boundaries boundary check does not have the bottom. We will just add one here. If it is more than is greater than 19, it should just stay on 19. If it is greater than 19, it will just stay on 19. Am I able to okay, let me just change the let me just reformat the function. It is, the logic is same, that I am just reformatting it for efficiency. Const new y chord is equals to current y chord plus 1, and if new y chord is greater than 19, then else new y chord. So logic is same. Current y chord, it takes the current, it checks the it adds the current y chord plus 1, and then while returning it in the object, it just checks whether it is greater than 19. If it is yes, it is greater than 19, then it would limit it to 19, or else it would just keep it as it is. I think this is a simple logic. I don't think there would be any confusion in that. So I have just exported that function here. I'll just copy it and import it from here, and then just use it here. Nice. Okay, but just the thing is with I don't know why at bottom it is malfunctioning, but other than that it is working pretty much fine. At bottom it is doing some silly stuff which is not supposed to do, but other than that I think it is working fine. Let me just change it to maybe 15 for now. Right. What was I thinking? Of course there will be border correction here also, because what I am doing is with every pixel, if any of the pixel goes below a limit, it would just go above the limit. So if there are 4 pixels that are below the line, they will just, no matter what their shape is, they will just go above the line and will just break the formation, which is not the right logic. But other than that, this whole function, oh my god, I'm I'm so happy with it. I'll just decrease the value of increase the value so that it stays. No, it is too much. Each second it goes below. It feels so awesome to just look at it, you know. After this the formation breaks, I'm working on it, but other than that, this whole thing is working like hot knife on butter. Okay, this is not a stable state, so I will not commit it on this at this point. Okay, so let's just so we get a new current block here, right? We'll just what we'll do, we'll have a, so for right now if we remove the boundary correction, it will just go on and it will just go past the boundary and it will just keep on going on. So for that we can work it in the component that whenever the current blocks is any pixel, any one pixel also, if it reaches to the boundary, no, the current block would not update. Okay, how we are going to accomplish that? How can we accomplish that? It will go on, check with each and every pixel, and it will just check if any of them have y equals to 20, and if the y is equals to 20, then it stops right there, right? Okay, so block reach bottom has block reach bottom which would get dot check current block. So what we would do is, only when has reach block is false, the state would update, and if not, that the state would not update, and by default it would change to, it would be false, right? By default it would be false. And so we'll just extract. Sorry for that, I was a little distracted. Go through each, we'll go through each pixel and if any pixel if any pixel dot any pixel y chord is equal to, is greater than or equal to 19, it would just return true. So what it did, so now what it did is, this function, it would get the new current block, it would check whether each pixel, any of its pixel has exceeded the limit, and if yes, then it would has reached, so it would not update the state. And also I'll just, this is another thing that we need to do is, whenever some block has reached to its limit, bottom limit, we have to clear the interval. The function that we saw here, the clear interval part, you would just pass the current block ID, the current set interval ID, which we have saved here, this dot, and we will pass it right here so that it gets end right away, and it won't mess with our system. Let's check what's happening. I think I messed up somewhere because it didn't reach the bottom and the top. Okay, it went on. So summon block falling. Let me just check whether it is okay. What? It stopped. Before that it was not. Oh. It stopped for some reason. It wasn't stopping at the bottom, but now it is stopping. So let me just check once again for 1000 milliseconds. That means 1 second. For 1 second, we will just go on with it, and it is working fine. So great. And that interval has also that interval has not. That means the one. Sorry for that. Let me just so the interval keeps on working for some reason. I thought it would stop. Let me just console log here. Console log. Yes. If it is reaching this point, it would just stay here. Say yes, right? When it points on yes, yet it keeps on going for some reason. Why? I think it would just it should stop working, right? So has reached block. If it is true, it should just stop it, right? So what does this mean? It must mean something. Oh, come on. The clear interval does not work. Clear interval not working. Set in clear interval does not work. Clear interval port change sorry for that. There is a little noise in my room. That's why I have to mute it again and again. So I'll be so what I'm doing is right now is when our return when our block reaches the bottom, then what ID it is using. So clear interval should work on clear interval, right? I'll just debugger. So this debugger, what this does is it gives us the best the lowest level of ability to control the whole environment, that the whole engine. We can go each not control it, it let us observe each and everything that is going on, right? So this is such a problem that will, I don't know it is why it occurs, but it shouldn't occur, right? Clear interval. Let me just go through with the other Stack Overflow problem. It just states that pass the ID into the clear interval ID, but I'm doing the same, that I'm not getting any. $70? Okay, so the thing is okay, I think this is a problem for another day. So the thing is, maybe due to multiple rendering, it is an internal process issue, because of which it is still going on, but it stopped. Strange. It stopped. All of a sudden it stopped. Maybe I think no, nothing. You get my point. What I was trying to say is that these console logs, right? Each console log means that something is going on inside the engine, and if this doesn't stop, then it might cause problems with other blocks. That means when this collides and then another block renders, then it might cause problem with other blocks. So my problem was that there was something running constantly behind the scenes which might cause problem, and I wanted to solve that. So I think it is solved for now. I don't know why it is behaving such sometimes that it shows something and does something else, but let's just hope this doesn't happen again. And I think we have achieved a lot in this session today. Like this, in in every 1 second, the falling mechanism, we have achieved that. We have achieved the rotation mechanics, and we have achieved the ADST, left and right mechanics. What I'm trying to say. So what we have done today is controls, WAS. The WAS controls are done. We'll work on S after we work on the bottom part of it, which is the bottom blocks management. After we are done with this, then only we can work on the last part, that is the S part. And with that we will also be working on rotation check and all. Those are some concepts that we will work on them as we come across with them. So for now, falling motion starts has been done, and collides with bottom is done. This we'll do after we do bottom blocks management, which we will do in the next session. I think we have a pretty good progress today. We had a pretty good progress. Let me just commit this one first. Remember, after each stable state we commit, so that if we mess up something, we always have a stable state to start again. So approach discussion, approach. हेलो, कितने अकाउंट से आएगी भाई? कितने अकाउंट? I think so. चलो, approach, last is approach, and the latest one was falling mechanism, right? Falling mechanism done. So I think it's a pretty good progress right now. I think these, and let me just check it with other blocks too. And what I mean by checking is I just want to see them work with other blocks also. I feel like this is how real Tetris feels like. Yes, of course, it's like that. I think we have accomplished a lot. Just this thing. Okay, this is something. Yes. I also hope that next stream will be on Sunday. Next Sunday. But I think next Sunday I'll be able to do that. No, and if not Sunday, then Saturday for sure. But I'll try to do on next. I'll do for sure. I'll do on next weekend. I think this is a pretty good progress. There is still some errors at the bottom boundary, which we will work on next sessions. Thank you for watching. So thank you for checking in on me in small intervals, live. And even on reminding me every weekend that I need to stream, even though I was not available for streaming. Thank you for that. Bye.